it was by far, I feel, the best thing that Linda has been put on. Better than Camp Holiday. There was a lot of meat and potatoes in there. And so we're going to go through that tonight because, bless her heart, she had to talk so fast. Yeah.
She didn't have time to cover time management.
Yeah, she didn't have time to cover time management. So it was just too funny. But one of the things she talked about is having clothes sheets, set sheets. And I'm going to give everybody one of these. I'm going to, if I haven't already put these up on our Facebook page, I will. Okay, good. Because this is the updated one.
No, not these you haven't.
Okay. I would suggest printing them out in color. And I would print about 12 of them. And put them in, get you some sheet protectors and put them in there. And that way you've got them with you. I like this sheet because, first of all, on the front sheet, the front page, it shows the specials for the day. It shows your Queen Diva bag, your Pampered Princess bag, and Woman on the Go. And those are the 3 big sets that you need to memorize. You really need to memorize them. Because
are you going to put these on Facebook?
Yeah, so you can put them out there. They'll be under files. But when you give these to your customers, do this instead of a lookbook. If you hand out a lookbook to your customers when you're doing a facial or a party, while you're trying to explain to them what to put on, what to take off, they're busy looking at the prices in the lookbook. And they're already made up their mind before you even get to talk to them afterwards. So these set sheets are great. I never bring these out until I'm ready to close the class. And then I bring them out and I go through the sets. But like I said, on the front sheet, these are your main sets to go through. And then on the back side is all the other sets that they can purchase. And you'll notice each of these sets are right around $45, $50 on the average.
Ooh.
And if you look, if you look on the front sheet, your Queen Diva bag, this tells you they get to choose any 6 sets, plus they get a free roll-up bag or a Compact Pro. Both the Compact Pro and the roll-up bag are the same price. So give them the choice. 6 sets, so for $2.99. So I always try to get them to do, the Miracle Set skincare, because when you've got a customer on skincare, you got a customer for life. That's your bread and butter. And if you'll notice, the Ultimate Miracle Set counts as 3 sets, so she would only need to pick out one other one on the back. The number 2, the Time Wise Repair Sets, counts as 4 sets. I'm sorry, number 1 counts as 4 sets. So she'd get a roll-up bag with just that purchase. The repair kit, if she purchases that, she gets the roll-up bag. That counts as 4 sets because they're both around $200. And then number 3 is the Miracle Set, and that counts as 2 sets. Each one of these on the back counts as 1. But I really like it because it's got the new clear-proof acne system on here. It's got the dash out the door. I thought it had Mary Kay at Play on here, but it doesn't, I don't think. No, it doesn't. And it's probably because they're priced at like $10 each. So anyway, this is definitely something that, and there's a ton of closing sheets out there. I think I've got another one that's called a beauty menu, and if I'm not mistaken, it's about half this page. And I like it really well too. And I'll put that up so you can choose between the 2. So let's talk about Linda Tippin for a minute. I want to go around and I want to hear some feedback on what you thought. And I'm going to sit down. On what y'all thought. Now I will say we had 2 brand new consultants with us yesterday, or the other day, and I am thrilled because I feel like you all really got some good meat and potatoes from a national sales director.
Oh yeah, no, it was wonderful.
Yeah,
it was great.
Just right off the start. So
yeah, it was awesome.
Good. Well, Becky, tell us a little bit about what you got out of it.
Well, I mean, we didn't gotta go that far in that. No, I just felt like it was very inspirational just to be able to hear and listen and see, and I mean, there's a room full of 200 people, and you can see all of their success and all of, so it's not as scary going into it because now you've seen all these people that have their own success stories, and all the red jackets and all the sales directors and all the national sales. I mean, it was just nice to know that, they started where I'm at right now, and they they made it far away. You know, it was just nice to see all that.
And they still pay 50% for their products.
Yeah.
That doesn't change.
So yeah, it was just really nice to be able to see all that. That just inspired me to continue and try not to let the fear overwhelm me.
What was the one thing that you think inspired you the most that day? Or got you couldn't quit thinking about it?
Just, I don't know. A lot of things that she said as far as just like, wish I had my notebook here because I'll tell you. Because I wrote down a lot of stuff and put stars next to it. But, I don't know. I don't know. I can't think of anything that just really, there's too much. There's just too many things that stand out that I can just pick just a few, you know. It's just, the whole day was just phenomenal.
It was, wasn't it? Awesome. Hey, Heather, how about you? It's your turn.
It was fun to see all the people. Like I said, I've never been anywhere with people clapping like that all the time and dancing, all of them women. But I really liked, I forget the one girl's name when they brought her across the stage, but she said she was a new sales director and she had started last year. She was a new beauty consultant at this time.
Wasn't that Brittany?
She was like a little blonde-haired girl, real
Britney
petite.
Spears Wesley.
Yes.
Brittany
And
Spears
then-
Wesley, that's right.
Yeah. And then the part where they said we sell hope, we don't sell products.
Yeah.
I really liked that part too.
That was very good too.
Yeah, I liked that.
I was like, she broke down the like facials, like what to say, you know, to get them to go on to the next part and then book your parties.
Right, that was good. So what was the one thing that you couldn't quit thinking about?
The we sell hope.
That we sell hope? That was good, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. It just like sticks right in there.
I
Oh,
like
that video. That video was like.
Have y'all been watching that video every day? Oh my God. Phenomenal.
No.
Yes. Kayla watched it. I watched it with her yesterday, and she's like, she was glued to it. And this is a 14-year-old, and she was glued to that video, and she downloaded it so she could have it with her. I mean, this is a 14-year-old, so it was a great video. Have you had a chance to watch it yet?
Yeah, I watched it.
It's awesome, isn't it? Awesome. Angie, what was your experience with Saturday?
Well, I love Linda Tupin. I mean, I listen to her Choices CD over and over again in the car. I mean, that's just the one that, I don't know, just keep popping it in. But, you know, just to get around all that positive energy, you know, when I'm feeling down, and it's like, you know, Satan keeps trying to pull me out of this because I've got my goal set, I know what I want, you know, and it just seems like there's always these little obstacles that keep popping up, but that just, I don't know, energized me, and I loved it.
Good, good. Was there any one thing that you couldn't quit thinking about?
I like that she gave us a copy of what she does at a skincare class.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
That was awesome, and I liked the part where she'd given us the where Mary Kay had typed out. That's just awesome to me. I mean, I just love it.
How about you, Michelle?
Well, of course, you all know I've been trying to meet this woman for years. When I first heard her Choices CD, when I joined her cassette back in those days, Linda and I are from the same hometown, so automatically identified with her. And we have a lot of mutual friends through Facebook and different things, which is kind of cool. And so I had been wanting to meet her for years, and that was the biggest honor for me. You know, everybody has their little idols or their rock stars they want to meet. She was kind of that to me and always has been. So that was a big thing. My husband just said, okay, show me the pictures. I know you got them. And kind of thing. And so, you know, sitting front row at her event and then listen to Brittany Spears Wesley when she was talking about that last year she was sitting there as a brand new consultant and now she's a director. You know, I mean, it's just amazing that, you know, what can happen. And if you start putting things in priority. And that's been a big thing that I've seen in the last couple of weeks that, you know, I have really been changing my priorities, you know, and really putting God first and my family second. Scott Gross at the bottom and Mary Kay above it, and knowing that this is the order that I want my life to go, and knowing that when I start my master's program next year, I can't do that and work and do Mary Kay all. I want to be able to do my Mary Kay, be flexible enough to give my kids still the life they deserve, and, you know, still be able to do what I need to do. And, she proves that you can raise a family. And I seen one of the pictures she posted on Facebook last night was of an old desk that she had raised, done a $500,000 unit with. And I'm thinking, I was sitting in my little room with stud walls thinking, well, if she can do it with that old desk, I can do it with stud walls. And so she just, even the sound of her voice is just inspiring to me. So, Of course, Angie went flying on that stage like she's on fire.
Oh, if y'all hadn't flown up there the way you did, you wouldn't have gotten
Yeah, you wouldn't have gotten.
so many people want their picture
I
done.
knew you wanted a picture with her. I was making sure that.
And it did.
It did.
So what was the one thing you brought back home with you?
I guess just, a burning fire to make it happen, And then when I had to crawl out of bed this morning thinking, I want this more than I've ever wanted, and I've wanted it for years. And I let the dream slip once and not let it slip this time.
That's awesome. Your turn, Kirsty.
What are I'm so excited.
Your recap
Yes.
on what you learned from Linda Tupin on Saturday.
Yeah, she's always great. I really love this because I've been to her Choices Live, and that's just more of her story. I love this because it was real training from her, and she really just reminded me to go back to the basics. I always keep, I like to be efficient, and I'm always thinking, my wheels are always turning, and so I'm always trying to think of new stuff. I don't need to do that. She keeps reminding me, just go back. It's all set out for us. We don't have to come up with the new stuff. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. It's all there for us. Mary Kay even typed up this little thing on her little typewriter when she had 5 consultants, and it still holds true 50 years later. So it's just a good reminder to stop. Just stop putting more work on myself and just go back to what Mary Kay said at the beginning, because obviously it works. Obviously it works. And I think the biggest thing was just kind of ironic for me as a psychology person, but was the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I've taught that. I know that back and forth. I dreamt about Maslow's hierarchy of needs before, but I had to teach it. But I had never thought about applying it to the business, and just thinking, how the last year has been, and not blaming that for why I'm not where I want to be, but realizing it has a part to play, and kind of getting my priorities straight, I guess. If I want to succeed in this business, there's things I have to make sure are in line. So that was really big for me. It's something I've really been thinking about.
Yeah, that was big for me too. Is my Maslow's I can't, you know what I'm saying.
Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Thank you. Spit it out. Spit it out. I found it interesting too that most people have a 3-minute attention span.
Yeah.
That explains so much.
Oh, yes. And that 1 minute, what do? You have that little
That
1 minute
one
window
window.
to sell yourself without making it sound like, oh, I just sell makeup.
Yeah. And so many times we do, that's what we say. Somebody say, what do you do? I do Mary Kay. Or I sell
And they categorize
Mary Kay.
Mary Kay as just cosmetics.
Yeah, just a product. And, and it turns a lot of people off, unfortunately. But instead of saying I do Mary Kay or I sell Mary Kay, I own my own business. I am backed by a multi-billion-dollar company. That was huge.
You're a skincare specialist.
Yeah,
You're not
yeah.
a cosmetic pusher.
No, you're a skincare specialist. You're a professional makeup artist. You're a professional. So I thought that was, and I liked that she said people don't buy what you do, but they buy why you do it.
Right.
And, and that was big. They don't buy what you do. They could care less what you do. But what strikes them in a good way is why you do it.
Right.
So, Kathy, why are you doing this business?
Flexible. I can do my exercise classes and sprinkle some Mary Kay in there, or I can go to church, or today I went to the last Friday and that Monday, and today I've gone to funerals. So
And you're able to do those things
Yeah.
without having to ask off or
I don't. Yeah.
work it into your schedule just to be able to do it.
And that's very important that you guys think about why you're doing this business. I mean, are you doing it for tax write-offs? Are you doing it for a family vacation? Are you doing it for a career change? You got to think about why you're doing it, because that's what's going to drive you into the business. And like you said, Heather, she said that we sell hope. We sell hope, and that was good.
I remember Gloria Mayfield Banks talking one time about your iStory, and we all think about it sometimes as, well, this is what I use in the beginning of my class. But that iStory can make big differences. You're standing in the grocery line, you're wherever. You know, if you get in the habit of chit-chat and warm chatter, just beginning your iStory, I don't care if people want to listen to me or not, you're going to tell it anyway, and then hand them a card.
Right.
And, you know, that was one of the biggest things back in the old days. That's how I was taught, and, you know, it makes a difference. You do share with more people. It may take you, 50 people before you get one new team member, but how many seeds you've planted just with, you never know what's come out of it.
That's right. That's exactly right. Exactly right. So, some of the other things that she talked about. Oh yeah, the time management we didn't get to hear. That'll be a joke forever.
We don't have time to listen to it now either.
That's right. We don't have time. We're out of time.
I was just joking. I was just going off of it. I was just playing. I didn't say anything. Okay, good. Biscuit? Oh, goodness.
Becky Burn biscuits.
Yeah, burn biscuits at that.
Becky Burn biscuits.
Hey now.
So, staying on the date book, some of the things Linda touched on was that this is a relationship business, and I totally agree with that. I feel like if you sit down with someone one-on-one and, go through the skincare with them and let them try it, you spend time with them, they get to know you, and they either like you or they don't like you. And I can't imagine anybody not liking any of you all.
And to make it about them and not yourself.
Yeah, make it all about them. It's not about you. It's about her. And I think, especially in the beginning, it's hard for a lot of consultants because they want to go out there and they want to make that money. And we tend to have these dollar signs in our eyes that other people can see. Whether you say anything about it or not, they can see it. I know if someone comes into my house and they're pushing something, I know. I can tell.
Right.
So people are like that. And then when people say, ask you about your business and, the market being saturated, don't y'all agree that when she said, was there little girls born in your town this week? It really makes you think there's little girls being born every day. Our business has been thriving for 50 years. 50 years. And it'll thrive another 50 years and another 50 years. Because there's little girls that's being born, So, and that we sell to 10% of the market, just 10%. I mean, there's a whole...
That I didn't know.
Yeah, 10% of the market is all we sell to. That's huge, you guys. That's just
For years
huge.
we heard, oh, it's too expensive, but just like with this Mary Kay at Playline, I think that's going to open the market to another whole group, not just teenagers, but the colors are pretty even for our ages and things that, it brings our product, and I won't say lower our product, but it allows a different financial class to be able to enjoy the product. And then once they get even something simple like that, and like, with our layaway plan and stuff that we use, it allows them to get their skincare.
Yeah.
And I mean, that way they see, hey, they care about me too. It's not just for the rich.
Exactly. Because that's what it's in a lot of people's minds is that it's out of their reach. They can't afford it. And in fact, they can if they have the right consultant that'll work with them and help them get it. So, and like Linda said, every woman wants what we have. And, too, when people talk to you about our prices, let them know our prices are for the average consumer. They're for your average consumer. And like she explained, you've got your, it was your drugstores, your department stores down here, and then here's Mary Kay, and then here's your higher end like SD Lauder and Lancome. The what? Clinique, yeah. So we're kind of like right in the middle. And I'll never forget when I had a customer and she had never tried Mary Kay, and I asked her what she used, and she told me oil of Olay cleanser. And so I just started asking her questions about, and that's what you do when you're doing your parties and facials, ask questions about what they're using, and ask, you know, how do they like it? Is it doing for them what they want? Some people's going to say yeah, but the majority of people are probably going to tell you no. This gal, she had used oil of Olay cleanser and liked it. She liked it. Well, I'm not going to argue with anybody over what they like, you know. But I did ask her, I'm curious, you know, how much does this cost you? And she says $10. It was 9 something. I said, that's pretty reasonable. And I said, how often do you have to purchase it? And she said, every month. Well, when she told me that, I'm like, wow. Ours is 18, it's 20 now, and it lasts 3 to 4 months.
Right.
She's paying $10 a month. So her 3 or 4 months supplies costing $30, $40. And when I put that in perspective for her, she switched everything to Mary Kay.
A lot of people don't look at the long run. They're looking at the right now. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm guilty for it myself.
Mhm.
You know, if I see something and it's $40, well, here's this one for 10, without realizing the difference in the amounts or the quality and how long it'll last you. You just do, you know, you go with the cheaper option.
Yeah.
A lot of people do that.
I'd say probably most all people do because money is kind of like our
It's right
Our
there
block.
right now, right?
Yeah, it's our
exactly.
block. You know, it's just like how many times have y'all went to a restaurant and got a menu and looked for the cheapest thing on the menu? Have y'all ever done that?
Mhm.
Instead of what you would love to enjoy. You know, and it's because that's the way we're programmed. I got a great training CD on that some of you may have it, the financial, it's from Chris and Nancy. Okay, I will burn some because it is a really good CD about money, and it teaches you a lot because you think about money right now, it depends on how you were raised with money and what you were told about money as you were growing up.
Money don't grow on trees.
Yeah, got to rob Peter, pay Paul. So, yeah, I'll get you all that CD because that's a really good one. And then, too, you know, when they're talking about the prices, our products are free. They're free. And when they ask how, all they have to do is have a party. You know, if they'll do the steps, whatever your hostess plan is, they can get free product. And if she's smart, she can have a party every 3 or 4 months because the seasons change, and she can get free product each time.
Mhm.
You know, so that's a really smart way. But, anyway. And then, when she started talking about her classes and stuff, did y'all really like those words she used? I did too. Okay, y'all didn't bring
How
them.
she told us not to argue.
Yeah.
Like when somebody said, oh, I tried it and it broke me out, and she's like, well, then be like, well, you're so brave for coming back here.
Right.
Not yell back at them and be like, well, you don't know what you're talking about.
I wrote so many notes on this piece of paper, it's ridiculous.
I'm
Yes,
telling you.
I
Well,
did.
there's your clean set.
I wrote notes all over it. Just because, like, things that she would say as she was going over it that just stood out in my mind, I just jotted it on here instead of jotting it on my notebook because I would rather have it where she said it
Yeah.
than to have it over here on this blank paper. Like, what is this? I'll just, like, write it on here.
That
so
was a
it's
really good
all
idea.
together.
Really good idea. So like she said, before you go to a facial or a class, see in your mind how it ends. Have you all ever envisioned anything like that? Like, for me, okay, and I haven't done it for a while, and I'm getting ready to start back to visioning again, but when I was earning my first car, I envisioned that car. I envisioned myself doing the work necessary to get that car. I knew that I had to go do parties and facials. I knew that I had to recruit. And so in my mind, I would simply close my eyes 2 or 3 times every day for about 10 minutes, and I would envision this whole process of me doing the work and then me going to pick up that car. And I could, in my mind, really envision what that felt like. And I could almost smell it, you know, and it wasn't even there. And then I would envision it being in my driveway. And I remember one time I was going to Corinth to meet with a customer. And on the way back, I was on 75, so I had to pedal to the metal. And I had a little Sunfire. And Holly had always told me, she said, just picture yourself in the Cadillac. Just picture yourself in the car. And I remember going down the highway, and I was not in the Sunfire. I was in a Cadillac. And when I envisioned myself in that, I felt myself sitting up just a little bit straighter, a little bit taller. You could feel that confidence, coming up. So I want you all to try envisioning like that, because it really does. It's like an affirmation. And if you'll do it before you drift off to sleep at night, it goes into your subconscious.
I was in a Cadillac Saturday being chauffeured.
Were you? That was a good one. I hadn't thought about that thought. Was a great ride.
She's over here being so funny.
Well, we won't talk about what I felt like I was in on Saturday, because it's somewhere I don't want to be.
So when you're getting ready to go do your appointments, your facials, and your parties, before you go, as you're preparing to go, envision what's going to happen at the party. Be prepared, be prepared. Have your mirrors cleaned. Have your bag packed. Be prepared. Have your handouts, whatever it is, just be prepared. And then take about 10 minutes before you go, say your prayer, and then envision. Envision that party. Envision 3, 4, 5, 6 people there. They're all buying from you. They're having a great time. They love you. And you will have a great party. You just will. But I love that she gave us this handout. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you what, I'm going to incorporate every bit of this into my next appointments, which I have one tomorrow night. So, I'm going to start using this immediately. Absolutely immediately. So I thought y'all would like that. And then I went ahead, please tell me I did. Please tell me I did.
You know you did.
I know I did. Maybe I didn't.
Okay, maybe not.
No, she had good thoughts about it.
I did have good thoughts. Okay. I know I copied these. I've got all the pages of Mary Kay's notes, the training
Cool.
that she typed up. Linda gave us 2 pages. I was going to give it all to you, so
Well, you might want to copy that.
I might just have to, because I just swore that I did. Well, you all have it, because I'll make sure I've got it next week, because it was really cool. Now, I know that Linda went over the consultant responsibilities. This is her new consultant training, and it was, first of all, to yourself. Have continuous study of motivation and sales courses and books. And I'm telling you, if you just go to Mary Kay In Touch, there is a ton of stuff on there. There's new videos on there, too. And the Color Confidence, I can't wait to take. Have you taken it yet?
I'm in the process.
I know you did, Kirsty, and you did too, didn't you? So, and Kathy's got her business card, and
Foundation.
she's got Color Confidence.
Yeah, it just so happened I used my voucher, and I was going to do it at seminar, but then they said we didn't have record, and I'm glad they didn't, because then I took the Color Confident, and they said they had special cards.
See, that is so
Here.
cool. And it's on her card. So when she hands that out,
Here you go.
people are going to say,
Oh, gotcha.
Did you put that on there, or did they put
No,
that on?
they put it on.
Wow.
It was one form. They have one for the Color Confidence, and I've used the hand card. So, but I've got a bunch of the other ones, so I'm just going to have to get used to that.
But I just thought that was just so neat. I mean,
Yes,
so In Touch there is just there's just a wealth of
We
information.
need to do that before we order our cards. And then
Yes.
we won't have to
Yeah.
do
It's right on Mary Kay In Touch, and I think it's right on that first page. You'll see down towards the bottom.
You
Color
learn a
Confidence.
lot.
That's pretty
You learn a
neat.
lot.
It's
I've
on
got to do that this
foundation.
week too. Got to do that. So, and then one of the things Mary Kay talked about too was being organized. Have a goal. Write down your goals. Who has goal posters up?
It's in process.
Sort of.
Still don't have space.
Okay. Still don't have space.
Well, Sean and I had a fight over a desk yesterday, so as of right now, I do not
I
have a
wouldn't take my
desk or a
children's.
space.
She took her children's and you all fought over one.
He's like, that's broken, and I was like, well, we can fix it. It's free.
Duct tape fixes anything.
Well, next week we'll talk more about goals. Angie learned a lot about goals here a few weeks ago, and so next Monday, will you share those with us? And so what I want you to do next Monday is
Well, we're meeting
bring.
next Monday. It's Labor.
Oh, it is
Day.
Labor Day, isn't it?
I don't have a problem with it.
I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem. Does it
I may have, because we're leaving Friday, but we're coming back Monday. And
Okay.
I'm
So
not
you may
sure.
or may not be here.
Okay.
I can still record it and put it on.
Yeah, we could still do that. Okay.
I may be here.
I have plans.
Depends on if she has plans, which she's not going to because he's having surgery tomorrow.
Oh, so his plans are gonna be
Well, I
that
can always
big
swing
problem.
by and get you too, because I'll
4
kind of start
weeks.
the house.
4 weeks of,
A man at home, disabled.
That'd be worse than having a flu. My husband's been dying to get sick the past couple of weeks because the kids keep passing something out, and I see him. He's got that.
he's on there
the
breathing in
thermometer.
their face.
I swear, he's got that thermometer every time I see him checking that head, and I'm like, "You do not have a fever. Get over yourself and start walking." Like, get in there and
He's
do
like, here,
something.
cough in Daddy's face. Right, yeah, right
I
there.
swear. And then when he gets sick, I can't hold the kids. I might get them sick, and I'm like, I've got 102, baby, on this kid, going over here.
Yeah.
And he's like, I can't touch them. They might get sick. I'm like, I wish when I got sick that happened.
That is too funny. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and we'll meet Monday. So I want you to bring a poster board, and it doesn't have to be the great big one. You can get a small one if you want, whatever you want. And I want you to think about, the things that you would like to accomplish with this
Is it
business,
too big? You need to try them off.
and bring some magazines.
Make it.
I've got some magazines, scissors, and some glue sticks, and we'll make gold posters. Angie will share with us what she learned, and then we'll make gold posters.
Okay.
Get down the floor, whatever we need to do. Okay. So Mary Kay also said to plan your work and work your plan. What do you want to make? How much money do you want to make? You want to make $250 a week? Do you want to make $50 a week? Do you want to do 2 parties a week? She said, make your plan and then work your plan. She also said, get a maid. She said, get a maid. Yeah.
Yeah, well.
I'm trying to think if it was Linda I was listening to the other day that talked
Yeah.
about every hour that you're spending doing
It's on her
housework or
choices.
whatever, it's costing you. What is it
costing you
costing
money.
you?
Yeah, exactly.
That's true, but still. I mean,
The average new consultant, on the average, will earn $25 an hour just to start with. So when you're scrubbing your toilet, that's $25 an hour. You're just
Scrubbing right back down.
scrubbing. That's exactly
I
right.
have one.
You know,
I
when
read
you put
that
it in
one.
that perspective, it's like,
the
Whoa.
toilet might get scrubbed once every 6 months in my mind, so honestly, it's really not.
Whether we have company coming over, it's not for you. Yesterday, scrub the toilet yesterday.
Whenever I have family come, I always scrub the
We
toilet.
were having
That's
someone
about it.
stay.
But only the
in
hall.
house.
The guest one,
One.
not the
Not
one.
the
Because
next.
you're like, that one's off limits, not to go in there.
this is Mary Kay's take on Get a Maid. Everyone has the same 24 hours. And get her to do the things that's not important that you do, like washing, ironing. You can tell how old this is. Ironing.
I don't know if that anymore.
I did
Cleaning,
not
etc. And she said you can make enough on one show to pay her all week. And that's true. You think about that. If you had a party and it was $300, you make $150 of that, and you was doing it just to have your house, that's for a whole week of housekeeping cleaning, at least twice in my book.
Sounds to me like I got a 14-year-old that can do it for cheaper.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I'm
That's
saying.
exactly right. When you've got kids in your house and husbands, get them on board. Get them on board. And then Mary Kay also said decide how many hours a day you're going to spend working. And then each day plan to spend 4 hours minimum and stick to it daily. So her advice back in the day was at least 4 hours. Because back in this day, most women stayed at home and they had their kids.
Right.
So, but 4 hours at least they were in school. And that's when Mary Kay worked her business. Some of the things, I'll go over this because it's just real interesting, the extra needs for beauty cases, that's what she calls beauty cases. Inexpensive washcloths, and these are things you're going to want now too. I like the disposable washcloths myself, but you know, some people like to go get nice fluffy washcloths for their customers. If you do get dark colors, plastic bags, plastic or little trash bags, those are good to take because when you're cleaning up all the trays and stuff, what if our trash can's overflowing? I've been there. I have seen the trash cans overflowing, and I had to stuff my tray down in there. Not good. So carry a little garbage bag with you. Then, of course, back in the day, they had to have a spoon for their mask. Can you imagine a spoon for your mask? So cotton balls, that's something today you're going to want to have, is some cotton balls. She had stickers, gold and white stickers for the mail. Gold stickers were on all merchandise. Isn't that interesting? Gold stickers. Thank you grams and birthday cards to Thai customers. Today, we just do birthday cards and thank you notes to our customers. And a rubber stamp, which we have a mechanical stamper now that you can get. And even back in 1963, she did before and after pictures. Can you believe that? In 1963. Yeah, she did before and after. She had flower pens for each guest. She would take an ink pen, and you can get some floral tape and a really pretty flower. Just put the flower on top and tape it around. So you got flower pens. I did not know that she did that, even back then. Yeah. So, miniature body lotions and bubbling bath oil for drawing prizes for shows. And then all these artist palettes she had. I just think it would have been so cool. So cool. Literature is your date book. She said they had order cards. So I guess their sales ticket back then was a card, an order card, because the cardboard part went to the customer, the yellow went to the director with your weekly report, which is today called your weekly accomplishment sheet, and the pink was for your envelope file. Yeah, very interesting. Very interesting. She also did a reminder card, and her reminder card was to be mailed a few days before the show. And she said in parentheses, remember, she can't argue with the postman. Don't phone. That was Mary Kay. So she mailed them reminder cards, and she never called. Are we still having a party? She never did that.
Well, that opens the door for them to say no.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mary Kay in 1963 was smart enough to know that, and she did not call. I thought that was really interesting. Can't argue with the postman. So. Then she had sacks and tissue for her that she would put her product in. Thank you, grams. That should be a thank you note. Their birthday cards. Her beauty show procedure. Before the show, she would kitchen coach the hostess, which is still what you need to do to this day. Kitchen coaching is when you're asking the hostess, what, does anybody know? Will you ask the hostess?
Is there anyone that you think would love to do what I do?
Exactly. How many guests, is she going to have? I always serve refreshments after the party. And set up the table. Now, Linda said she would defriend us on Facebook if we threw out a mirror.
Which I've done.
I've done many times. Sometimes you don't have room for a nice display, but what the point she was trying to make is that instead of just sitting out a mirror, you can have everything put together nice and neat. You could have a nice pen, you could have a flower pen, you could have her name written on her tray.
Or placement cards.
A placement cards. And I love that you take your business card and on the back side you can write their name.
Yeah.
And then that way she's got your business card already. I thought that was a fabulous idea. Fabulous idea.
No, I did too. I like that.
Yeah. And you can have your placemats. Some people use placemats, and there's a ton of them out there that you can have printed and laminated. I've never used like placemats. I haven't. Usually what I do is I've got their mirror set up, and then they have their goodie bag that's got all their stuff in it. And if there's room on the table, I like to set out a skincare set, like the Miracle set, and the new stuff around it, if there's room on the table. You know, I've been to lots of places where there's not any room on the table. Lots of room. So, according to Mary Kay, first thing you do is you tell the story, your I story. And we don't break the basic.
Explain an I story.
Okay, that is a good one. You've heard that a lot lately,
I
haven't you?
have, and I kind of get the gist of it, but just give it to me straight.
Okay. I started my Mary Kay business 10 years ago when I needed some extra money. And when I started, that's all I wanted was a little extra money each week. But what I found is that I could make a lot of girlfriends and have that extra money all at the same time.
So kind of like why you started, when you started, and what it has brought you.
Exactly.
Okay.
Your why, when.
Pretty much your 5 W's.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
when,
pretty much
when, why, how.
Short and simple. Keep it to, under 2 minutes. The shorter, the better. People want to know what you're doing and why you're doing it. They don't care about anything else. But even today, it's good to keep your sets together, especially your skincare sets, because they are made to work together. So, and I have had lots of times when I've had people that would only buy a cleanser or moisturizer, and I'm not going to argue with them. But what I do tell them is if they just get a cleanser, I'm going to say, you're going to love this cleanser. I will tell you, though, that you're not going to get the best results without the moisturizer, just to let you know. That's how I handle that. And so usually they either end up buying it that night or it's like very shortly. When I do my follow-up calls, they'll say, oh, okay. So she never wanted us to break the basic. And like she said here, you've got to learn to accomplish this without creating antagonisms. So that's how I handled that. You go through your class, and again, just as Linda said, each product, you don't have to go into a great big detail. A power statement about it. Your 3-in-1 cleanser, this is great because it's like having 3 bottles wrapped into one. It does 3 things for your skin. Moisturizer, this is great. It's lightweight. It is oil-free. It won't clog your pores. It's long-lasting. Just something simple. And even if you have to take each product that you're going to demo and write on a little index card a power statement about that, that's fine until you learn what you want to say with it. So, I'm going to get this out to y'all because this is really cool. She talks about booking. She talks about cold booking. And all this still holds true today. If we just go back to what Mary Kay did, what she designed for us to do, we'd all be fine. Cold booking in the grocery store, department store, dry cleaners, bank, offices, hospitals, anywhere there are people. Use the Mary Kay bag or the Mary Kay before and after card. Or open conversation with the question, have you heard? Have you heard? Anywhere you see people, you can book shows. Use the open mouth policy. And that still holds true today. We just have to approach it a little differently because people have changed. People are different. Do all these things to ensure maximum booking at your show, which is coach 2 prospective hostesses the day she's booked to get to. Know the best booking prospects. Make booking talk in opening remark. Make booking pitch at the time of the drawing. Memorize correct approach. Book as close in as possible. Book individually. And that really hasn't changed much today at all. Teach the correct booking approach at every show. I tend to pick 2 people to listen to, blah, blah, blah. And what else on here? Recruiting. Why? It's because of the 4% commit bonus and to become a director. Listen to this. Back in 1963, you got a 4% bonus, if you recruited. To become a director, it was $2,000 wholesale in 3 months. Isn't that wild? And then she said your best source for recruiting is at your shows. You know, why do you like being a consultant? Your hostesses are great prospective recruits. Select one guest at each show. Tie a red ribbon around your finger and carry a Mary Kay handbag. That'll get somebody's attention. A red ribbon around your finger. Somebody's going to ask about that.
Mm-hmm.
They're definitely going to do that. Keeping your records, she talked about the date book, the page arrangement, name in the front, expenses in the back, making out your orders. Order weekly or highest possible percentage bracket, because back in those days it was a percentage bracket. You know, it wasn't 50% across the board. And you had to fill it out manually and mail it in with the cashier's check or a money order too. So anyway, I will get this to you all. Here's your new recruit training outline, part 1. Before receiving your case, because back in those days, the director got the case. And the consultant had to turn in the application or the contract with a photo and a cashier's check, attend 3 training shows.
Wasn't it book 8 parties? Isn't that what
That's what Linda said.
Linda said?
When I started the first time I was in Mary Kay, I didn't have any consultant training. I went to my director's house to get my kit. She went through it with me, and she said, I want you to book 8 parties to be held within the next 2 weeks. I didn't have a script, and I was shy. Well, your mom come through for me. She was one of my first. So, yeah. In 1963, Mary Kay would have you book 5 shows for the first week's work. 5 shows for the first week's work. It's pretty wild. Pretty wild. So anyway, I'll get that because I think that's just a collector piece.
No, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's just definitely
Definitely something.
a collector piece. Okay, well, anybody got anything else they want to go over? Anything you want to discuss? Go get my notes, see if I miss anything.
We gotta pin some people.
We do! See, I was missing it! It's the plot. We have some new consultants in the room. Let's give it up for our new consultants. Yay! I want you to come on up here with your recruiter. Run, Forrest, run!
Well, I'm gonna turn the lights out.
Look at you.
I'm gonna turn the Angie over here.
We'll kick you out, you breaking stuff, throwing that makeup around over there earlier. She was throwing
I'm gonna see if I can memorize, if I've got this memorized.
I hope you do, because I don't.
Okay. Well, first thing we're going to do is I would like to introduce you to my newest team member, Heather Hilton. I've known Heather for many years. I watched her being born. We just recently reconnected, and I am thrilled beyond belief. And Heather is going to do so good at this business because she's very outgoing, and she fits right in, and I just think you're going to do awesome. Yeah, well, tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you're so excited about.
Okay. I am a stay-at-home mom. I've been married for almost 8 years. I have 3 children, a 5.5-year-old, a 3.5-year-old, and an 11-month-old. And I'm also a student. I go to Sullivan University, and I'm studying early childhood education. So I should graduate next December and be done with that. I'm super excited to do this. I came to the party a couple weeks ago and tried the Time-Wise, love it, and it made me feel so good about myself, and that's what I wanted to share that with other people and make them feel good about themselves. Because I don't get out a lot, so that was like my girls' night.
And I love it. I love
That's
how
awesome.
she thinks. I love it. So, okay, Angie, you want to introduce yours?
This is Becky Biscuit Dodd. This is Becky Dodd. I've known her for
About a year and a half.
yeah. She works at the same company that I work with. was in a different department. Now she actually has transferred to my department.
It's becoming a prerequisite.
So anyway.
Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're so excited about.
Well, there's not much to know. I'm me. I work and I live. I have a boyfriend, and hopefully that will change next year. And I'll be more than a boyfriend. My hope is for within the next couple years to be a mom and eventually make it a work from home mom type situation. So
There's no such thing as hope. We do.
okay.
It's done.
My goal is to be a work from home mom, and that's what I want to do. So I felt like Mary Kay is one of the better options, and my child can grow up with it and learn the products and learn from me.
And you know, guys, Mary Kay is a great environment to raise your kids. Truly a great environment. And this also, the Mary Kay environment is a safe place for you guys. You know, it's safe. You never have to worry. Good.
I'm happy with it.
Well, we're going to pin your pin on you. We're going to pin it upside down. Angie, explain to them why we do it upside down.
That way, when people come to you, and they'll be like, "Oh, your pin's upside down," you can explain it. Okay. You can tell them about Mary Kay. Here's attention getter.
It is an attention getter. It gives you the opportunity to say,
So every time I put it on, I have to put it on upside down?
maybe for a couple of weeks. How about that? And I will tell you, wear your pin every day. Wear it everywhere you go. Because
Angie does.
I know, she does. You will get attention, you know, and somebody will ask you about it. I've gotten many customers just off wearing my pin. So, I mean, there's your card at the pin. Come on. And we've got a rose to give you. And do you know the story of the rose?
I do, but I don't.
Okay, well, we'll practice it. So the rose has a specific meaning in Mary Kay. You notice it has a long stem, okay? And that represents the long journey that you're going to have in our business with us. And a rose also has thorns. See these little bumps? These are just road bumps. These are just obstacles, negative Nellies. So we're just going to go around them, over them, under them, any way we can, as fast as we can, because we want to travel up here to where this green stuff is. The leaves represent money. When you go home, you can hot glue some more on there if you want more.
I mean, if this is all the money I'm going to get,
No, you can hot glue as many more on there as you want to.
Millions on millions.
I like that. I like that.
Yes.
Then you get to the top, and the petals represent all the lives that you're going to bless with this business.
That is a lot.
Smell it, smell it, spray it with your favorite Mary Kay perfume, and that represents the sweet smell of success. When you get your first team member, you may pass it down to her, because Mary Kay asked us to pass it on. That was the one request that she had, was for us to pass it on. So we're going to take a little oath, and consultants, you can help us. So just repeat after me. My friends were all shocked.
My friends were all shocked.
When I told them my plan.
When I told them my plan.
My family said, "What?"
My family said, "What?"
And I took a strong stand.
And I took a strong stand.
I closed up my ears.
I closed up my ears.
While my heart led the way.
While my heart led the way.
What?
I
I'm sorry. This is going on YouTube too, isn't it?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
This is not fair. Okay. I got it.
Life's not fair.
Closed up my ears.
I
Closed up my ears.
While my heart led the way.
While my heart led the way.
I made a commitment.
I made a commitment
to teach Mary Kay.
to teach Mary Kay.
It's not always easy.
It's not always easy,
But I'll have lots of fun.
but I'll have lots of fun.
And won't they be surprised?
And won't they be
When
surprised
they see what I've won.
when they see what I've won?
The diamonds and cash.
The diamonds and cash.
Trips overseas.
And trips overseas.
They'll just about faint.
They'll just about faint.
When I earn my car keys.
When I earn my car keys.
Now when they see me.
Now when they see me.
Who cares what they think?
Who cares what what they think.
Because deep down inside,
Because deep down
my
inside,
blood runs pink.
my blood runs pink.